This is Scott the Fix-It Guy. Today we're dealing with a GE dryer that won't heat up. We're going to be changing the primary and secondary gas coils. Sometimes they wear out and then your dryer won't heat as well, or maybe not at all. So we're going to make sure it's unplugged. We're going to push in a paint scraper or a standard head screwdriver to loosen the clips here, and then we can take the top off and pull this little electrical connector off, and then we're going to remove these two Phillips head screws in the upper left and upper right hand corner, and we're going to remove the two leads off of the door switch, and then we can pull front panel off. We're going to remove this little. So when we tested the hot point dryer, we had the door switch bypass by putting these two together. Might be good to also cover that with electrical tape because you don't want it to hit the metal. I had it plugged in, and then we saw the igniter light and the gas came on, nice flame. Just didn't last very long, so these coils, primary and secondary gas coils, need to be replaced. It's actually really easy. To do this, you don't have to take out the tumbler. You can just do it right there with the tumbler still in place. Here's the part. You can get these at Amazon or a lot of different stores. I go to Repair Clinic, repairclinic.com. They're really great. And we're just going to take out these two screws, take off this little plate, and these guys will come right out. Super easy. So that'll be the next step, is just to remove these two Phillips head screws. And we got to take off these two modular connectors and just kind of pull and wiggle, and they should come off. Sometimes you got to give them a little bit of push with a standard head screwdriver right there at the top, because there's a little clip that holds on. That one just came off. That one has two prongs, and then the bigger one has three prongs. 3 terminals. There we go. So that came off. So that one has 3, that has 2. So we're just going to undo these 2 screws. Got one out. There's number 2. And then this plate just comes right up. And there's the 2 coils. Let's pull that off. On this one with two terminals, you want that to be where the terminals are up near the top when you install it. And then the bigger one with 3 terminals, that one you want it where the terminals are down low. There's also a little plastic indexing tab on the top of both of them. That's always going to go on the top. When you take off the bigger one, sometimes there'll be a little metal insert on the inside. In this case, the insert didn't come up with it. It's just right here. But it's important that that's on this stem when you put in the new one. I'm just going to remove some of that dust. Usually just use a little paintbrush to get the dust comes right off. And now we're just going to put on the new ones. We're almost done. Here's the new ones. Here's the old ones. Make sure you don't accidentally put on the old ones. Get them out of the way. So the bigger one with the 3 terminals, again 3 terminals goes on the bottom, goes on the post near you. And the one with the 2 terminals that goes on the post away from you. And these are just copper wire that's all wound around. When they get 110 volts, they create a powerful magnetic field. It's an electromagnet, called a solenoid or a coil. And that lifts up on a little valve inside to let gas either flow in for ignition or gas to flow in for the main burner. So one's letting just a little bit of gas come in. The other one, once it ignites, lets a lot of gas come in. So we're going to get these tight, and then we'll just put it back together, and the dryer's going to do well. So usually the complaint is that the machine isn't drying very well. It's just because the valve doesn't stay open. So the flame doesn't last very long. When you first put these on and the machine's cold, and you start it, you should get a flame for about 2 to 3 minutes. So we got those back on there tight. If you ever bypass this and you run it to check for ignition and flame, only let that flame go for maybe 30 seconds because there's no airflow. And because there's no airflow, everything can overheat. You don't want that to happen. So it's okay to test it, but just let it go for about 30 seconds. So we're going to put the tumbler back in, and the back part, the rear bearing, has to fit inside this cup when we reinstall it. Here's the tumbler, and this ball piece is the one that has to fit inside that. So we now have the tumbler installed again on the rear bearing. Got the belt back on. So if you wanted to remove these, you don't have to take the tumbler off. You just have to have maybe a small Phillips head screwdriver to get into these 2 screws. That's it. No reason to take that off. I took that off so that I could test the machine and not have the belt hooked up. But not really necessary. Usually these are the culprits for when you have no heat, these gas coils. And you can just leave all this here and just pull those 2 screws. So now we're going to put the front panel back on. One thing I did notice though with the front panel is there's a lot of crud in the ducting. So I want to clear that up before I put it back. I'm just going to reach in there, pull that stuff out. So that's a lot of material that came out of that ducting, and that can cause the machine to overheat, and that can also shut off the heating mechanism. So good to keep this ducting clear. You can also come at it from the top to clean it out. Don't have to take this all apart. The dryer is supposed to be felt. Sometimes stuff gets caught in there, and if you have a bunch of metal, looks like ball bearings and stuff got caught in there, zippers, that can make a really bad screeching sound. So it's good to just, if you ever get that screeching, it may be due to a zipper or something having gotten caught there. Really, not supposed to be a space right here where stuff would get caught. So that's part of the problem. That piece of felt is supposed to be right there. So I just added some contact cement to that felt bearing on the metal and on the bearing itself. And then I separated them. I'm going to let them dry until they're tacky, and then I'll press them together. So it's really good glue. Hold that together, and we'll just do the reassembly. The little trough this filter sits in, it was up like this, which you don't want. So we just had to clean down where it sits. And it should sit really flat, like that, and then it'll do its job. And no lint will link by. So we've let contact cement dry now until it's tacky. We're going to get the bearing in place. We're going to push it down, give it some pressure, and it'll set up and be really dry pretty quick, and it won't let any more debris get caught in there, because that'll create all kinds of problems. Rips up the clothing and can be pretty loud if it's metal on metal. And to put it back together, we're just going to get the bottom to link up to a clip there and a clip there. So put those clips on. Got the dryer board about 45 degrees, so that one clicked in. That one has not yet clicked in. I'll lift it a little bit. There we go, that one clicked in. I'm going to bring it, close it now, and then we'll have these clips are going to lock into these holes on both sides. We also have to remember to hook up these terminals to our door switch. So as we start to bring this forward, actually there's one piece we do want to put back, and it's just this guide right here that kind of keeps the tumbler from moving. It's just a little Phillips head screw goes in right there. Let's do that real quick. So we get that back on, we're closing this, and we're going to lift up, see if you can see this, on the tumbler so that it can ride back up on that bearing. So as you push this forward, lift up on the tumbler like that. There we go. And we're going to make sure those clips are in place. Give it a little push, and we got it. So to hold that in, the clips are helping, but we do want to put the two Phillips head screws back in, one there and one on the other side, and hook up the door switch. So get that Phillips head screw back in on that side, one on this side, and then for the door switch, you know, make sure it's unplugged because you can get zapped. You're gonna put this one back on that terminal. This one's gonna go back on that other terminal. And if you don't hook that up, then it just won't start. So you definitely gotta remember to hook these guys back up. This one's a little awkward, the angle. Just take your time. Here we go. Make sure it's seated all the way back on. Got it. All right, looking good. You can turn the drum before you start it. Make sure everything's spinning well. Belt's not coming off. It looks good. So we're gonna start it even with the top off to test it. I'm gonna go to more dry. There, the door closed. Start it up. Spinning good, nice and smooth. Let's go outside and feel how much air is coming out of the vent. There's our vent tube. Feels good. Feels about like a blow dryer, which is what you want. Okay, I can feel the heat just started. So you want to time that. You want it to run for about 3 minutes where you feel that heat. Looks good. We're going to go ahead and put the top back. Put this ground strap back on the top. It just pushes on and then it clips just by friction. And then there's 3 holes that line up with these 3 pins. We'll do that first. Okay, you got that lined up. And then that white metal has to go underneath there. So you may have to pull it away a little bit. There we go. So we got those pins in. Now I'm just going to push down so those clips can lock in on both sides. 1, 2. We're all set. I'm going to start it again. Set the timer for more dry. Looks great. Got heat again, nice and smooth, no more screeching sound. All set. Thanks so much for watching, and please subscribe to our channel when you get a chance.